Good morning, Facebook family. Welcome to the DunnWisdom Morning Show. We will continue our conversation about breast cancer, breast health prevention. As you know, hold on, let me fix that real quick. My name is Melissa P. Dunn. I'm the CEO of MD Marketing Network, the founder of DunnWisdom, and the candidate for Lauderhill City Commission seat number 2. There's a little bit of kickback there. I hope you didn't hear that. But anyways, listen, you guys, I know by now you know that I'm 100% committed to bringing you thought leaders and entrepreneurs who have really done the thing. So today, our guest is a cancer survivor. She's an entrepreneur. And she is also a community leader. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Miss DeAnne Connolly. Good morning, Dee. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. So you guys, Deanna is one of our Women Getting It Done Facebook group members. And I've known you on and off over the years. Like we always kind of run in the same circles, particularly when I was in Miami-Dade.
Right.
So how are you feeling now, Deanna?
I'm feeling well. I'm feeling good. I have had my ons and offs over these past few years, but I'm in a good place right now. I'm really happy with what I'm doing and where I'm going and feeling good.
Oh, that's a blessing. So tell us a little bit about your breast cancer journey.
So I was diagnosed about 5 years ago, about a year and a half after I started my own business, launched my own business. And so it was a bit of a shock and a disappointment because I was just trying to bring up speed to be a very successful entrepreneur. And that was not in the plan. So when I was diagnosed, it was really a shock. But I must say that family and friends around me was what kept me going, because I was really blown away by the amount of support that I received. You expect it from your family, but when it comes from also people that you barely know, it's very it's a blessing. I had a community that just rallied for me. I'm in the tourism and hospitality industry. And I can tell you the hospitality came out.
I love that.
You really just know from working, just came forward and did whatever they could to help and assist me.
I love that. I love that so much. How did you find out that did you find a lump? Like what was that process like for you?
Yes. I was actually visiting with my son at the time up in Baltimore, and I really wasn't examining myself. I was just kind of in that area one night going to sleep, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What is that? And so I didn't say anything while I was with my son and his family. And when I got back home, I arranged to have a mammogram, and that's when it was discovered.
And before that, had you been getting regular checkups and getting regular mammograms? No, yeah. See, that's part of the challenge for us. Yesterday, we had on Belinda from the Gildas Club on. And one of the things that she shared is that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And women of color are diagnosed at a later stage because we don't necessarily practice the same sort of prevention as our counterparts. And so that's really interesting. And I've heard a lot of women who say that was their situation as well.
Yeah, it's true, and it's sad to say, because I I hadn't been doing my regular when I became an entrepreneur. I stopped going to the doctor regularly, and medical insurance and things like that. So, but I have to say I'm very impressed with the amount of assistance that's out there. Free mammograms, opportunities to get health care that are available for women without insurance.
Yeah, for sure. And I tell you, I had the privilege of running a breast and cervical cancer treatment program in New York that was specifically for women who didn't have insurance. And even once diagnosed, sometimes women delay making treatment decisions because they're worried about how to pay for the services.
Right.
Luckily, on October 17th and 18th, Gilda's Club, in collaboration with Black Girls Run, is offering a workshop. And if you attend that workshop, you'll be able to get a free mammogram. So
Is that only for Broward residents, or is that?
well, you just, as long as you live in South Florida, the date is October 17th and 18th for the workshop. And then after you attend the workshop, you get $10 for a healthy meal, $10 gift card. And then on the 26th, you can get your mammogram at City Hall in Hollywood, or on the 27th at the Ambassador Church. And I'll put those links in so that people can get it. What tip would you offer a woman right now that could encourage them to get their prevention going early?
Well, it's a lot easier when you catch it early. By the time I was diagnosed, I was at stage 4, and I needed to have dramatic treatment, chemo, surgery, radiation. I don't know. I suspect that it might not have been as serious had I caught it a couple of years before. So definitely early detection helps make the treatment not as difficult.
Thank you for saying that. All right, Miss Joy, thank you for tuning in. Morning blessings to you as well. Oh, family, friends, and people barely know. A lot of blessing. You were really blessed to have so many folks rally around you, DeAnne.
Yes, and you know, it's funny because you don't realize sometimes the impact that you have on people. But I had so many people reach out to me that said, you know, I admire you and I want to be here for you. And you don't realize that the whatever love and blessings that you give to others, it definitely comes back. So I have to say, I did not have credit cards. I went into a very bad financial situation, and I had people come together and do fundraisers for me, and it was just an experience that I will always cherish. To be honest with you, and I tell people this, it was almost a blessing in disguise to get cancer, because I did realize the amount of love I have in my life, not just with family, but with friends, with colleagues. And I went on a different journey, a health journey, where I realized I need to take a better look at what I'm putting in my mouth, on my activity, on my holistic practices. So there was a lot of shifts that I made because of health issues that were really a blessing, really beneficial.
That's perfect. We're actually going to talk about one of those shifts in a minute. Good morning, Mrs. Lopez. Thank you so much for watching. That's my mama. Thanks for watching as always, Mom. Yeah, so you mentioned that well, before I ask you what changes you've made, where are you right now? What's your current health situation? I believe you're in remission, correct?
Well, I'm not sure what they call remission, because I was doing well, and then 2 years ago, I was finding it a little difficult to breathe, and I went to the doctor again, and it was discovered that the cancer was now in my lungs and in my bones. So it returned. It was still breast cancer, but it returned to different parts of my body. So the fortunate thing was that I did not have to go through chemo again, that it was caught early enough that it could be treated with hormones and different medications. So I went on a procedure where I would have injections and different pills. The after effects weren't so great, but it was much better than having chemo. After a couple of years, just recently, the medications, the cancer cells were resistant to it. So they changed my protocol. So I'm on different medication now, no shots. So it's actually better. So I take a couple of different pills now every day. And again, the side effects aren't so great, but it's keeping the cancer cells from growing. And the chemo did leave me with neuropathy, which is 24/7 painful, and my hands are asleep all the time. My feet, my legs get shooting pains. So neuropathy, for those of people that have gotten it, it's not a pleasant experience. So that actually stopped me from doing a lot of things easily. And it was a great excuse not to exercise.
Wow. Which is why the next part of our show is so important for you in developing personal healthy habits to kind of help you to get moving. So my understanding is that you are working with a wellness coach who also happens to be an author. And so how appropriate to bring him on the show, Mr. Tony Major, the author of Sit to Get Fit. Hey, Tony, welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for having me.
So I heard DeAnne talk a little bit about her neuropathy and how she's had to go on this journey to develop healthy habits. Can you share with us how you've been helping her and what's happening and how the book kind of ties into all of that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Well, DeAnne is a human that's full of joy and love. So for me, and what I do, I felt like it was a great fit because it all starts from your emotions, the way you are, the way you exist. And I think, emotional balance is very important. How do you ask someone to go out there and do an exercise program when they have all of these emotions, right? How do you get them to the right state of mind? And, you know, providing not just what to do, but how to do it, because there's no one size fit all. And so me and Deanne, we've been talking. We're still every day we get to know each other more and more. I think our journey right now is about 6 weeks, maybe a little bit more, 8 weeks. And she's already making great improvements. All of some of the basic stuff that needs to be done as far as analyzing calorie intake, time fasting, types of foods, types of exercises is what we've been building on. Because the exercise program is specific for each individual. When you talk about resistance, when you talk about time under tension, when you talk about speed, all of these different things within the exercise is important as well. So we've come to a defined space right now, and we're just making progress day by day.
Okay, great. So what are you learning from Tony, DeAnne, and how is that supporting you in this next phase of your health journey?
So I've learned that there are low impact movements and stretching and exercises that you can do, whether you have neuropathy, whether you're old, whether you have an injury, that you can still do. You can still move. I've learned how important breathing is during those exercises. And again, they don't have to be the boot camp. They can still be effective. I've noticed a difference in my neuropathy, in my flexibility, in my energy, just in these 6 weeks of doing these movements. And the first week we were doing once a week. Tony would encourage me to walk and go swimming in between.
Right.
Didn't do that in the beginning. Didn't make time for that in the beginning. I'm doing it now because I'm seeing the effects it's having. I'm down 10 pounds.
Wow.
The important, yes, one of the important changes he's guiding me through is what he calls intermittent fasting. And I'll let him explain that, but that has been made a tremendous difference for me in my eating habits. And I'm finding that it's not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. When he first talked to me about it, I'm like, what do you mean I can't eat till 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Are you crazy? But I've realized that it is possible to do, and a lot of it has to do with mindset. A lot has to do with what are you telling yourself? about yourself, about what you can achieve and what you can accomplish. And Tony's been amazing with that. He's very much a holistic trainer. It's not just about the exercise. It's not just about the nutrition. There's also the mind, body, soul connection. And
for sure. Hey, Tony, could you hold up the book? Let's see the book, and
Absolutely.
I'll put up where people can find it.
Yes, here it is. Sit to Get Fit. Basically, it's all basic exercises, easy exercises that you can do from a chair. We work the whole body out. I have stretches in here as well, nutrition tips, motivational tips, easy exercises that you can do. I mean, even me myself, I do these exercises for myself.
Oh, fantastic.
Very,
fantastic.
and that's without any weights.
That's great. So you say that that's helped you a lot with your neuropathy as you are in the second phase of your treatment protocol now, DeAnne. Tony, could you show us maybe one of the routine, one of the movements that you do with DeAnne to help her on her journey?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, one of my most important one of the things I like to do before I start any exercise program is really just get the breathing right, get the body oxidated, and really just sitting in a chair, okay, and just relaxing your entire body. We can do it here for about 30 seconds. If you just kind of like relax your facial muscles, relax your shoulders, just relax the body, and just breathe in through the nose at your own pace. Breathe in as deep as you can. And just acknowledge how that oxygen comes in through your body. Visualize it traveling through your body. And feel how you release it through the nose or the mouth. And just do that a few times, keeping the body relaxed. So just that right there by itself, right? That's kind of like the baseline, because it's not just so much about jumping into a program and doing the exercise. That's good too, but you have to have the right level of focus and I think you have to be emotionally sound before you do a lot of this type of stuff, and getting there takes practice.
For sure. Especially, I would imagine that that's really helpful for you too, DeAnne, as you're still really working to get healthy.
Yeah, it's remarkable. You know this, but until you do it, you don't realize the effect of it. Because we always know, right? We always know breathing is good and relaxing and getting your mind right and so on and so forth. But when you actually stop and make the time to do it. And that was one of the challenges I had as well, because I'm always going and running and here and there. And with this pandemic, I'm on Zoom from morning till night. And Tony has really encouraged me to just stop, take an hour in the middle of the day, stop, shut it down, do your breathing, do your stretching, get up out of the chair and do some movement, right? And even while you're in the chair, there's movement that you can do, even something as simple as turning your wrists, or, this is the one that I like because it really helps with my neuropathy in my hands. And Tony will show these simple things that you don't think have an impact, but the consistency and the patience.
That C word, consistency and commitment. Yeah.
And the P word, patience, is a big word that Tony, be patient with yourself. And because we all want the instant gratification, the instant results. And, I want to lose 10 pounds in a week. Well, it's taken me 6 weeks, but 6 weeks ago, I was 10 pounds heavier, right? And the 6 weeks is going to pass anyway. So,
yeah, for sure. Tony, do you think it's important for us to have healthy habits, particularly if you are going through some sort of, like DeAnne is on the second phase of her treatment now. Do you think it's important for her to maintain healthy habits?
Oh, of course, absolutely. And healthy habits really should be defined per individual, because what might be right for somebody might not be right for the other person, right? So I
Mm,
think, and that takes a collective, comprehensive understanding with physicians, with coaches, and just really coming together and understanding what types of foods are going to be best for you. So even there, understanding what healthy really is, and times of the day that you should eat, all of this stuff. So it's a little bit more comprehensive, uh, and I think
well,
you.
just to give like some general rules,
Mhm.
just some general recommendations for anybody. I mean, sleeping
Yep.
well, breathing, avoiding stress. What are some general words of wisdom that you could share with someone who, like Deanna, is on the tail end of her cancer journey?
Yeah. Well, I say going back to what we learned in school, our caloric intake. Okay, so when you look at how many calories you should have a day, some people like to do 1,800 to 2,500. That's pretty standard. And just really understanding how you break that up throughout the day. Most people eat 3 meals a day, and that's fine for those that can maintain that. Uh, my whole thing is right now with DeAnne is the intermittent fasting, giving the body a longer time to recover, and
Hmm.
having no snacks in between, because every time you eat something, the insulin spikes. So even if it's a peanut or a grape. So we want to, allow the body and the cells to recover and be fully healthy. And I think the longer periods you go without eating, it gives your body more time to recover and regenerate. So,
What
the caloric intake.
what is intermittent fasting, Tony?
It's just
And
it's
why do you suggest it for Deanna?
well, I suggest it
I'm
because
sorry, Deanne. Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. Well, intermittent fasting is just fasting over the course of a period of time where you eat for X amount, where you don't eat anything, you don't intake any calories uh, over a certain period of time, and then you can, over a day, for example, we do an 8-hour window. So she has 8 hours from the first meal to the second meal to eat, and everything else is no calories, uh, and basically it's just water or green tea uh, with no sugar, no calories in that fasting period. And I suggest it because it helps the body repair itself, and obviously, you know, if you're not eating during that time, you are burning you're burning a lot of calories there too. So it just works on both ends.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Wow. Well, I'm so grateful. Thank you for coming on to share these tips. Deanne, do you have any final words of wisdom that you want to share with the audience today?
Well,
Particularly, particularly someone who may currently be undergoing treatment right now.
right. So I want to say one of the things I learned when I was going through treatment is to ask for and accept help from others. Um, Women, especially strong women, tend to not want to do that. We're the ones helping, we're the ones giving. But when you're going through a health crisis, it's important to accept help from other people. It's important to let yourself be vulnerable. Specifically, stay away from sugar. It is the worst thing that you can put into your body. And I had a real sugar addiction my whole life. So that was a major adjustment for me. But you have to look at it like it's rat poison, right? And then get coaching. I have to tell you that being held accountable, and I see why, I've heard it most of my life, a coach, for sports, a coach for business people and all of that. And yeah, okay, that's nice, but it really, really and truly makes a difference. When you have someone that you know is going to be there at a certain time, at a certain day, to help you through something that's going to hold you accountable for what you've done, it makes a big difference in being consistent. And lastly, I would say be gentle with yourself. You know, Tony says, be patient, be kind. It's easier to do that to others and to be that with others than with yourself, at least for me. So I would encourage people to be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. If you messed up one day and you went and got an ice cream with the kids when the ice cream truck came, I did that a couple of weeks ago and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have had that ice cream sandwich. And but you just get right back on the next day,
Yeah.
and you'll be okay.
I love it. I love it. So here we have some comments. Gina is saying, amazing show. Thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate that you're watching. And Miss Lopez says it allows you to go on a health and spiritual journey, which it sounds like that's exactly what you're on, DeAnne.
Yeah.
And she continues to say, some people are going through this right now. This information is very good. What about you, Tony? Do you have any final words of wisdom that you might want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So my whole tagline is major transformation with a smile. And I say practice the act of love. You know, it's not just about the physical, right? We have to build on a strong foundation, having that inward strong foundation, which is really love. And when you look at what is love, love is kind, love is patient, love is non-judgmental, love is forgiving. So when you find yourself moving through the day with this mindset, it's very, very healing and motivational to yourself. So I say practice the act of love. As I work with seniors all over, this is one of my greatest tools that I share with them. And I find I get a lot of attention, them just coming back to hear this message. Uh, how do you motivate someone if they don't have those things? So practice the act of love. And I think we can also make the world a better place.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Tony. That's
You're welcome.
a really powerful way of being in life, for sure. Thank you for that. You guys, if you want to check out Tony's book, let me put the banner up one more time. So feel free to check him out. SitToGetFit.com, and you can connect with him on social media that way. Thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate the conversation.
I want to
Thank you.
send an invitation real quick. I'm doing 2 group sessions with Tony, Wednesday afternoons at 2:00 and Sunday afternoons at 1:00. So if anyone wants to connect on my Facebook page, I'm happy to share that link, and we'll get to do an hour with Tony on those 2 days a week. And you're welcome to join me for the next few weeks. I'm making that offer, and I'd love to have people join me.
Yeah, I believe we shared your link to your Facebook page in the caption for the show, so they'll be able to connect with you that way. Thank you again for joining us, and be well, DeAnne.
Thank you.
We're sending you lots of healing, love, and light.
Thank you, Melissa. All the best to you and the show. Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
All the best.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that this information has brought value to you. I have a call to action for you. If there's a woman in your life, please, men, tell them to encourage them to take care of themselves, to go to get their annual checkup. And women, if you're watching, I encourage you to do the same thing. We are nurturers by nature. And it's so important for us to put on our own mask first. It's so important for us to fill our own cup and give from our overflow. And filling your cup means self-care. And self-care means being aware of what's happening with your body. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm encouraging you to make an appointment with your gynecologist for your checkup, for your mammogram, if it's appropriate for you age-wise. And if you don't have any health insurance, there are organizations out there, community health centers, that are federally funded to provide low cost, if not free, health care. If you're in the South Florida area, I want to make it known that Gilda's Club, in collaboration with Black Girls Run, is holding a workshop on the 17th and 18th of October. I'm going to put the Zoom link in the caption so that you can check on it and register. If you register for that, they'll give you a $10 gift card. And in addition to that, you'll be able to get a free mammogram on the 26th and the 27th of October, okay? Your health is 100% your responsibility. And I want to encourage you to take agency over your health. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Remember, be kind and loving to yourself. You absolutely deserve it. Hold on, let me see. Yes. And we'll end with this, Miss Joy. Practice the act of love. Fantastic. See you tomorrow. Be kind and loving to yourself. You